We live. We live. All right. We live. All right.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to get into this Diddy breaking news, man. Diddy facing 120 new allegations. We definitely got to get into this, you know, and we got to get into Ray J. Recently did an interview on News Nation saying more people gonna fall with Diddy. So we're gonna get into this, y'all. Please make sure y'all come in and smash the like button.
Please smash that like button, man.
Yes,
Man, they gonna
indeed.
keep them coming. You know what I mean? They gonna pause. No Diddy.
No Diddy, right?
They definitely gonna keep these cases rolling in. Keep that
Uh,
man in prison.
yeah. So we're gonna get into the press conference too. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, we're gonna get into this Ray J clip. So Ray J says many will fall with Diddy. So keep the focus on protecting new bosses and new leaders. Well, if the new ones is like the old ones, then they gonna go down too.
X.
You know what I mean? We can't you
Right.
talking about new bosses. What about you gotta make sure the new bosses ain't like the old ones. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into this Ray J clip. This is Ray J on News Nation. All right, let me refresh this real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this.
AJ and founder of the Shade Room, Angelica Wandu. Thank you both for being here. Ray J, I want to start with you. I mean, you heard that was a lawyer for one of the alleged victims here saying that she has seen the tape and the stills and it was a porn. Who do you think it could be, Ray J?
Well, I've been around long enough to know that, when there's smoke, you'll always find fire. And I think that, with the market in our world being so cornered and you have this crew of people at the top who make all the decisions, I think, it's like a house of cards. When one falls, the whole deck comes down. And so I think that we'll be seeing a lot of this. I think we'll be seeing a lot of celebrities. We'll be seeing a lot of people in power either step down or be exposed. And I think that's just where we are in this game. I think a lot of people have a very long success story at times. And then sometimes that fall is harder. I mean, you can't kick everybody down. Everybody's innocent until proven guilty. And so the question is, what do we do now? How do we save the new future? How do we save our future entrepreneurs? What are the roadmaps that we need to put together to not have this happen moving forward?
Yeah. It's interesting, Angelica. The one thing that I was stuck on from that interview with the lawyer was when she said that it was someone more high profile than Diddy. And I'm thinking, like, that's not that many people, Angelica. I mean, like, what do you make of it?
I mean, I think that Diddy has a lot of powerful friends. We've seen his parties. We know that everybody goes. It was the hottest thing for the last 20 years, 20, 30 years. So he does know a lot of people between politicians and people in the music industry, in the entertainment industry in general. So I think that it's very plausible. There are tapes that people like myself in media have heard about. I haven't heard of any tapes that had any A-listers bigger than Diddy in them, but I know that there are people in the industry involved in some of these tapes. So, I mean, it's very plausible.
Or Ray J and founder of the Shade.
All right, so yeah, I mean, yeah, we're gonna see more names come out with as this case unfold.
Hold on.
We don't know.
Wasn't Ray J part of the Ciroc Hard
Yeah,
De Leon
Leon
gang?
gang, yeah,
AKA Love, Love,
right,
Love gang?
yeah. It
I,
was
I
people in
guess
the
I guess he's confident that he ain't on none of those tapes.
right.
Cause I mean, you haven't heard nobody else speak out. You haven't heard nothing from Khaled. You haven't heard nothing from Rick Ross,
From Fat Joe, nobody.
Fat
No,
Joe.
no,
Yeah,
no.
Fat Joe a little bit.
Yeah,
They asked Fat
yeah,
Joe about Diddy a little bit.
right.
But yeah,
Well, what
but
about all
you
the
don't
other
hear
people around?
yeah, all the other people
Fab,
that's around them. Yeah,
who's all the other people around him?
right.
But they ain't really speaking on nothing.
Meek,
Meek, Meek always talking about it though. Remember, he wanted to pay $100,000 for people to do
right,
investigation to see what type of all the smear campaigning
right.
against him. Right.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a lot of cats that was hanging around Diddy ain't saying nothing. French,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Man
Right.
boy. Yeah, remember he
Man,
had a little
bro.
bit man boy in him.
Right.
What
Hey, y'all, we're gonna be dropping the documentary on the True Crime channel too. So make sure y'all go
right,
over there and subscribe. Diddy alleged involvement with the Tupac hit, the love triangle with Kim Porter. All that's gonna be in the documentary on the True Crime channel. So definitely make sure y'all go over there and subscribe. That'll be premiering at 9 o'clock. All right. So that's the True Crime channel. All right.
Check it out.
Check that out. All right. So we gotta get into the press conference, bro.
Right.
With the lawyer. So this lawyer, Busby law firm, is representing 120 people that's involved in the new allegations, and some of those are minors, like 20 or 25 of them supposedly underage or something like that. So they held a press conference earlier, the law firm, and pretty much laid all it out in this press conference. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this, man. If y'all just coming in here, make sure y'all smash that like button. Definitely smash that like button, and share this live stream if you can. And let's go ahead and get into this press conference, bro. All right. We get no sound on this. Get some sound on this. All right, ain't no sound on this. What's up with the sound?
Ain't no sound.
There you
go.
Handled over the last 25 years, some very big and very important cases. I believe that this one may surpass them all. There are many facets to this. The conduct we will describe today occurred over more than 20 years. There are many people and many entities involved. And we're going to follow this evidence wherever it takes us. We will find the silent accomplices. We will expose the enablers who enabled this conduct behind closed doors. We will pursue this matter, no matter who the evidence implicates. These brave victims who have stepped forward deserve nothing less. The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world. The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. And you should know, to the extent the clients feel comfortable, we also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. And you should also know a few of them have already been spoken to by the FBI. Now, before we discuss the nature of the claims and claimants themselves, let me comment on the large volume of calls we have received since our first announcement. Even before the indictment of Sean Combs, we had received a small volume of calls and it screened a handful of cases. After the indictment of Sean Combs.
Let me pause this. Only thing I don't like that they put a 1-800 hotline Joan out there. So it's like anybody can call that up. You know what I'm saying? Like they put a random just a 1-800 hotline out there, bro. Calling people
that means that he's under attack.
Yeah, like why would y'all put a hotline number out there?
You gotta think about it. They just accepting any old body now. You know what I mean? Anybody could walk in there and say, I was touched by Diddy, and they say, all right, come on in. You was touched by Diddy too. Matter of fact, everybody come take a number. You know what I'm saying? And when your number, you know what I mean, pops up, you'll get a call. Just wait at the back of the line. And then all right, and they just filing all everybody that come in, they just making a case out of it.
Yeah, that's
whether it's true or not.
And the announcement
right
that we were pursuing these claims, the floodgates opened. People who wouldn't otherwise, for a variety of reasons, are now stepping forward to make their voices heard and to pursue justice. But no, most of these people are scared. They fear backlash in their communities. They fear backlash in their own families. They are afraid of retaliation from the perpetrators and their associates. They are rightly afraid for their own personal safety. I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed. Many dirty secrets will be revealed. We know what we are potentially up against. And as is always the case in situations like this, when a celebrity is involved, people can be downright mean and nasty. You would be shocked at the length fans will go, no matter the evidence, to the contrary, to defend celebrities they love. I mean, there's a reason for this word fans. They're fanatics. I've personally already been threatened multiple times on social media. And when I agreed to pursue this, I expected as much. This isn't my first rodeo. But victims who step forward to have their voices heard should not be subjected to that kind of conduct. They should not be targeted. I want to say this, and I want to be clear about it. Although we are vetting each call as stringently as we can, I always start with the mindset that I believe victims. I believe victims because I understand the tremendous courage it takes to step forward. So if you're watching this, please hear me. If you're out there and you have been victimized, you are not alone. There is a great strength in numbers. You can seek redress. You can obtain justice. We can help you, and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We have had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses. We also have collected pictures, videos, texts. We check venues, we check dates. We want to corroborate that the claims being made have legitimacy and merit. We have on staff now a former detective from the Major Offenders Unit of Houston Police Department who is helping us vet each claim. We're using our common sense. We're being stringent because, as I said, these are not easy cases. They're very tough. The process is hard, and in some cases, the process is very lengthy. These cases are hard to prove. Many times, it's the victim's word against the alleged perpetrator. Each of these victims will no doubt be publicly attacked by the alleged perpetrators, and in some cases, the general public. The feckless and cowardly keyboard warriors love to attack. We know what we're up against. We did not enter this fray blindly. I wish it was my last such fray. I wish this type of behavior wasn't so pervasive, but it is what it is, so we will press on. As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females. There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. I don't want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old.
Great.
We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct occurred 25 years ago, and you wonder why would it take somebody so long to step forward, I want to remind you that many states in the United States have recognized that it's very difficult for a victim to step forward and to make these types of allegations when something very terrible has happened to them. I'll use New York, the state of New York as an example. The state of New York has specific statutes in place that revive claims that are even claims that would typically be not able to be brought, that it revives such claims and they can be brought even 25 to 30 years later. Because there's a recognition there in New York and California and other states that it's very difficult for a victim to come forward. And I would respectfully suggest the only reason many of these people are coming forward because they see other victims coming forward. And it gives them some comfort that, hey, I won't be the only one. And I expect more victims will come forward. You know, there's an old saying that says, a lie has great speed, but truth has endurance. The acts complained of in these cases that we're going to file occurred primarily in New York, either Manhattan or the Hamptons, or occurred in California, primarily in Los Angeles, or in Florida, primarily in Miami. Most of these events and incidents occurred at parties, typically after parties, or album release parties, New Year's Eve parties, 4th of July parties, something they call the puppy party, the all-white party, although several of these events occurred at auditions. Many times, especially young people wanting to break into the industry were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star or in the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape or even let them read for Sean Combs. You should know that some of this behavior occurred at well-known venues in New York City. Some of this behavior occurred at private residences of people that we all know. Some of this behavior occurred at hotels that we're all familiar with. You should know that more than 55% of the victims reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals. We're in the process of collecting with our team assistants, medical records, reports that were made to the authorities. And I've already said that some of the individuals in this group did in fact talk to the FBI. You should know that several of the individuals, and when I say several, I mean many, who did in fact seek medical treatment were drug tested, and drugs were found in their system, weird drugs that you probably never heard of. One in particular that continues to pop up is a drug called xylazine or trank, which based on our research is known as a horse tranquilizer. Now, there's been a lot of reports that we're filing a class action. This is not a class action. Class actions when one or two people file a case on behalf of a group of people. That's not this. These cases will be individual cases. Each case will live and die on its own merit. These cases will be filed individually, one plaintiff against whoever the defendants were involved in the case. Each case may be filed in one venue like California, another case may be filed in New York. One case may sue just Sean Combs, but multiple other people. One case may sue a range of people. I would expect most, though, to be filed, as I said, thinking or hoping or perhaps believing that I may start naming names. Well, that day will come, but it won't be today. The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right.
Yeah, we know a lot of them names, a lot of them people sweating right now because they don't know if they on them damn tapes or not. They definitely don't know if they on them tapes or not. Bro, them secret cameras Diddy had, bro, they don't know if they on them tapes. They sweating right now.
It's a crucial time right now.
Right, exactly.
A lot of people about to be bought down.
Yeah. Sheesh.
A lot of space is about to be made at the top.
Yeah. Facts.
But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly, but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are. I call them the facilitators of foul play, willing participants in vile conduct. As we identify them, each will be part of this case as defendants. These defendants will not only include individuals, but will also include corporate entities who ultimately profited off of this culture and behavior. I'm looking at banks, pharmaceutical companies, hotels. We know that many of these individuals were paid cash. We know that many of these individuals involved, whether they were the ones being assaulted and abused, or they're witnessing other people being assaulted and abused and then paid and threatened and told to leave. Typically paid 10 grand in cash and told to leave. And then threatened as they were leaving. So in addition to Sean Combs, you should know the defendants in these cases we're going to file will include anyone, of course, who engaged in the assault or exploitation, anyone who participated in such in any way, anyone who encouraged or facilitated this conduct, anyone who was in the room and watched it happen, but made no effort to stop it, any venue or venue owner who was aware of what was going on, but failed to stop it, any individual or entity who knew about the conduct and benefited from it, but did nothing to report it or stop it, and any individual or entity who covered it up or helped cover it up. These people who know who they are should just come forward now. I would imagine, as we speak here, there are a myriad of people who are very nervous. You can't hide skeletons in the closet forever. I would expect there are many people out there right now who are desperately searching their memories as they delete their text and data. Now, although these are in fact individual cases, there is a common theme, an MO, if you will. Typically, the victim is lured into a situation where he or she is given a drink. Typically, that drink, reported by these victims, is apparently laced with something. Once that drink takes effect, the perpetrators perform all kinds of sexual acts on the victims, many times passing him or her around as other people watch and enjoy the show, and then leave the victim ashamed, confused, injured, and wondering what happened. When the victim reaches out, he or she is told not to say anything. Sometimes there are threats of all physical violence or financial repercussions. or bodily harm. The claims we intend to bring will include the following: violent sexual assault or rape, sexual abuse, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, false imprisonment, compelling prostitution, sexual misconduct, dissemination of video recordings, false imprisonment, sexual abuse of minors. Given the large volume of cases and given our other docket obligations, and given the fact that we want to be sure when we file these cases that they are fully vetted, I expect we'll start filing these cases against Sean Combs and other perpetrators within the next 30 days.
So that would be the reason for the 1-800 number, is to vet a lot of these cases. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are going to be calling law firm up, so that, they rather put the number out there so they could be able to vet these people as they call in. That's a lot of folks, though. That's a lot of people, bro. But now the 120 is for sure been vetted already. That's why, they're able to report on 120 because they've been vetted. But trust me, there's probably a lot more people calling in.
Yeah,
Probably
even the
about
people who've been
thousands.
selling the tapes is basically going to be wrapped up in it too.
Yep.
Because people who've been selling the freak off tapes and all that type of stuff, even selling those tapes and having them on your person, even if you didn't participate in it yourself, just being in possession of it, they can lock you up. So this is definitely a RICO. They've been investigating a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then you see, not just in one industry, they talking about all types of industry, banking, corporate owners, big pharma, everybody's being investigated.
Yeah, because remember they got the ketamine wrapped up in this case. Remember the ketamine.
Yeah.
And all these
and that's people probably working for
the
pharmaceutical companies doing some backdoor stuff with the celebrities.
Yeah.
Because they got bread.
Right, writing fake subscriptions and all that.
Prescriptions.
All right.
Now, it's rare, sexual abuse, sexual exploitation, this type of activity is pervasive in our society, and it's rare we get a chance where we can really focus on this as a country and really focus on this about how pervasive this is and what we as collectively can do about it. So I thought I'd take this opportunity before I go into some of the
Please make sure y'all hit that like button too. If y'all just coming in, please hit that like button. Appreciate it.
Individual cases and talk about some of the individual claims being made and so you'll get a sense of what this 120 people group looks like individually. I want to bring forward Carrie Paul. She's a national victim advocate who helps victims who have been victimized by this type of conduct. And she has some important words, and I hope you'll pay close attention. I think it's important that you hear from her.
Hello, I'm Carrie Paul with the National Victim Advocate. It's not easy for any survivor to come forward. Our culture doesn't believe survivors. It blames and questions them. Instead of showing support, many choose to enable abusers. The media runs stories asking why it took so long for survivors to come forward instead of asking what barriers exist. We also don't equip law enforcement with the ability to handle sexual assault crimes. Lack of funding translates to lack of training. We have officers in the field that don't know what to say to a rape victim, and also an alarming amount of backlogged, untested rape kits. Prosecutors are focused on what they can prove in a case, and if so, how to do that at time of trial. Advocates and staff are stretched thin with growing caseloads in the criminal justice system. Most people don't know how the criminal justice works in general. There isn't enough staff or resources to adequately explain the entire process to every victim and survivor. Our culture works against victims and survivors every day, and abusers know this. Abusers work themselves into positions of power, building a public image that is trusted and financially large enough to make people look away. Abusers are unfortunately very skilled at power and control, the foundation of abuse. They seek victims who are vulnerable, such as children, their employees, and their intimate partners. all who see a different version than the public does, all who rely on the abuser in some way. And for those that do come forward and aren't believed, face questions like, are you sure it happened that way? What were you wearing? All of this users to continue abusing them and future victims. To the survivors that have come forward despite not being believed at some point in time, your courage is like nothing we have seen before. We thank you for coming forward for yourself and all survivors. And lastly, I want all survivors that are watching this to know we believe you and we support you. Thank you.
I want you now to hear from my co-counsel, Andrew Van Arsdale. We've created a sexual abuse hotline, and I want him to visit with us just a few moments about how that works and the kind of volume of calls we've received.
Thank you, Tony. Like Tony said, my name is Andrew Van Arsdale. I'm the managing partner of ABA Law Group. We have offices in California, Montana, and North Carolina. To build off of what you just so well said, it's very hard to come forward. And given what we've experienced the past 10 days is really unprecedented in my career, at least. We represent thousands of survivors of abuse, and never, ever in a 10-day period have we seen over 3,000 people come forward, or we've confirmed and decided to investigate and represent 120 people, while we're continuing to work through another 100 plus cases to prove them up, to validate what has happened here, and to hold those that are responsible accountable. And so like Tony said, we've set this up. 1-800-200-7474. I have a team of people standing by literally. If you know that this happened to someone and you have information about it, please contact us. If this happened to you, come forward. There's attorney-client privilege here. What you tell us is in confidence. Yes, we'll have to go out and build your case, but we will protect you. And the other thing that I want to say is the pattern and practice of this, again, is unprecedented. Over 30 plus years of the same sort of events happening, people thrust into the circle reportedly, and horrible things happening to them as a result. And from talking to these people that have come forward these past 10 days, I can tell you unequivocally that because the federal government did what it needed to do and indicted this man, that they put him in jail and a judge kept him in jail, they tell me directly, this validates my feelings. For so long, I thought it was my fault. What is it about me that put myself in that scenario? What was I wearing at the time? What did I do to be subjected to such horrific treatment at these people that I was trying to trust? Well, we know now it was not your fault. You were victimized by a group of powerful people that operated for 30 plus years, taking advantage of their wealth and the power that they held within the music industry. So again, thank you to every single person that has come forward and contacted our office over the past 10 days. If you or someone you know suffered the same sort of treatment, please contact us at the number behind me and we will help you. Thank you.
I think it speaks.
Yeah, but how they know who is who? Like, where's the proof at? Like, does anybody have any proof? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do they actually take these cases? Where's the proof at? Like, do these people have video footage, pictures?
That's what I was saying. How we know these lawyers ain't part of the star whackers? I mean, to tell you the truth, I mean, if they got footage, then that's the proof right there.
Right, if they got footage, right.
Yeah, if they got footage of people just standing around watching it happen or participating or egging it on, yeah, they gonna go down.
Yeah.
And that's what we all wondering, like, who's on the footage? Like, all right, we hear people coming forward and they putting reports in. All right, we understand that. All right, people are victims, and we definitely need to get justice for them. But we do still need the receipts.
You got.
We need the actual. We need the
people
receipts.
can say anything. Yeah, people could just go say anything without evidence. They could say anything, bro. Like, you gotta have hardcore evidence. Like, a person could just go up there and say anything. You know what I'm saying? I've been touched,
we ain't taking nothing from them because I mean, it's their story. Right. I mean, We're not saying that is true or false, because we
Right.
don't know. We wasn't there. But you know what I mean, when you bring these types of accusations, you do need solid proof. You know what I'm saying? You still need solid proof. I mean,
Right.
with Robert, everybody seen the tape.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, what
Everybody.
took him so long with Robert? But I sort of understand how a lot of people couldn't come forward, because obviously there was police officers and government officials and stuff involved
Yeah.
with this stuff also.
Right. Fact.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just, I mean, entertainers.
Right.
So if there was
Politicians
law
too.
enforcement involved, there were lawyers involved, there were judges
Politicians.
involved, there were politicians involved. A
Mhm.
lot of stuff could be covered up. So that's why a lot of people probably couldn't come forward.
Right.
And as they said, they were threatened. So we understand that aspect of it too. We're not ruling that out. That's definitely, you know what I'm saying? We definitely see that. But
Mhm.
you also got to have the evidence. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if those tapes, and the thing is, they must be editing the hell out of them tapes, because some of the people that's supposed to be taking Diddy down is probably on them tapes too. That's another
much.
thing niggas
Right.
gotta realize. The people that's currently out to get them could be on some of them tapes. Like, let me make sure my S is cleared off of there first before we put
Right.
it out there in the courtroom.
Right.
Let's
Mhm.
edit it. Hey guys, let's edit it ourselves out. And then, you know what I'm saying? Let's edit, then we put it out there for evidence. That's why, you know what I mean, a lot of y'all saying Diddy might not make it to trial. That would
Yeah,
be
'cause
the reason why, because Diddy be looking at them tape like, y'all edited that. Diddy
Y'all
be
edited
screaming out in the court, I know that tape. I know that tape. It came from my security cameras. Y'all edit. You was in there too, Bill. You was in there too. So and so, you was in there too.
He ain't gonna be able
Everybody
to.
was in
He
there.
ain't gonna be able to say all that.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't gonna make it
Epstein.
to trial.
Without being Epstein.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Speaks to how
Right. I don't know, bro. They ain't gonna be saying all that if he don't want to be Epstein.
Right. I mean, that's why they edited it out, and he might get edited out.
important this issue is in the United States and frankly internationally, that we have reputable people here that want to provide kind of information that I think victims need to hear, witnesses need to hear, the public needs to hear. Let me introduce to you now Olivia Rivers from the Texas Association Against Sexual Assault, and let her visit with you a few moments about these types of cases.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Q Olivia Rivers. I am just served my 6th year as the board chair for the Texas Association Against Sexual Assault. I'm also the CEO for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters, which is a local rape crisis center here in the Houston area. So thank you for being here as we address these heinous crimes. Sexual assault is not just a crime of violence against the body. It's an assault on the very essence of human dignity and safety. It shatters lives, it destroys confidence, and all too often, it leaves survivors feeling like they are voiceless, isolated, and vulnerable. The reality for many survivors is that coming forward to report their assault is one of the most difficult and daunting tasks that they will ever have to do. And for some, it may take days, months, or even years to speak up if they ever do. The reasons for this have been mentioned, but include the fear of being disbelieved, being blamed or judged, and of course, retaliation. The trauma of the assault itself being compounded by the trauma of the criminal justice process, where survivors must relive their experience in order to seek justice. And these feelings and fears are further exacerbated when the allegations are against prominent figures in the entertainment industry or Hollywood. Cases involving powerful figures often attract significant media attention, which can deter victims from coming forward due to fear of public exposure or scrutiny. The intense focus on these high-profile cases can make survivors feel that their personal lives are being put under a microscope, causing further emotional distress. These allegations mentioned here today, as reported, reflect deeply troubling claims that deserve thorough investigation, and no individual, regardless of their stature, is above the law or public accountability. Sadly, the statistics paint a very disturbing picture. According to the National Sexual Violence Resource Center, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 6 men will experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. In the US alone, there are approximately 463,000 victims of rape or sexual assault every year, and these numbers barely scratch the surface, as sexual violence remains one of the most underreported crimes. But the numbers that follow tell an even more troubling story. Only about 23% of sexual assaults are reported to law enforcement. Of those, just 5% lead to an arrest, and even fewer, less than 1% of reported cases, ever result in a conviction, which is a devastating gap between the crime and the justice that survivors deserve. I want to briefly focus on our state here in Texas. According to the Texas Association Against Sexual Assault, 6.3 million Texans, men and women, will experience some form of violence. That's every 2 minutes someone is sexually assaulted. meaning during the course of this press conference, around 60 individuals will forever be changed by this violence. And those are just a few of the victims. Obviously, this is unacceptable. We cannot allow this cycle of silence and inaction to continue. We have to create an environment where survivors feel empowered to come forward, where they are met with empathy and respect and support, not skepticism and blame. We have to ensure that our legal system is equipped to handle these cases with the seriousness they deserve, and that survivors have access to the resources that they need beyond the legal courtroom. We have to address the root causes of this epidemic: prevention, awareness, and fostering environments where respect, consent, and safety are non-negotiable values. Additionally, support for survivors has to be holistic. They have to have access to counseling, medical services, legal advocacy, and of course, community support, regardless of whether they choose to report or not. To every survivor who has come forward, your bravery is an inspiration. To those who are still grappling with their decision, know that you are not alone and that your voice matters. Your story matters. We see you, we believe you, and we are committed to fighting for a future where sexual violence is no longer tolerated and where justice is not the exception, but the standard. Thank you.
I want to visit with you real quickly before we close here about some specific instances without disclosing the victim's name. You probably know that depending on the age of the victim, you can file these cases, these individual cases under Jane Doe or John Doe. Each state is different in that respect. Typically, there is a balancing test, like the public's right to know the name of the victim and plaintiff versus the confidentiality and the safety of the plaintiff. So we'll have to struggle with that with each one of these cases. Our intention, of course, is to, like we always do, file these cases under a pseudonym until the court tells us otherwise. But let me share with you a few, just kind of give you a sense of the kind of cases and the kind of instances that people are calling and reporting that we are trying to corroborate, vet, and these are the ones that we've already corroborated, vetted, and collected evidence on. One individual who was 22 years at the time she was assaulted said that the typical MO at one of these parties that have been widely discussed in the press was that when you were handed a drink, and now we know that the drink is laced with something, if you refused to drink it, you were kicked out of the party. Now, let that sink in for a minute. I mean, the admission to this party was that you had to drink the chosen drink that was handed to you. And now we know that in most cases, I would say 90% of the cases, these individuals were drugged with some sort of drug. That was kind of the MO. Another instance, this individual who was 9 years old at the time was taken to an audition in New York City with Bad Boy Records. Other boys were there to audition as well. All of them were trying to land a record deal. All of them were minors. This individual was sexually abused, allegedly by Sean Combs and several other people at the studio in the promise to both his parents and to him himself of getting a record deal. Another instance, another minor, told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it, away from his parents. Once they were in a private area, allegedly Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral sex upon him. Another incident, an individual 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party, was drugged, and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual minor was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her. Another individual, 26 at the time of the occurrence, was picked up allegedly by Mr. Combs and several other people in a black SUV from the airport, was given one drink in the SUV, and then literally woke up the next day not knowing what had happened, but with pain and damage to both her vagina and her anus, where she then went to the hospital. She was missing her underwear and her shoes.
Trigger warning,
Another
trigger warning,
instance,
trigger warning,
individual,
trigger warning.
This time, not a minor, was attended a group dinner.
Trigger warning,
allegedly
trigger
with Sean
warning, trigger
Combs in
warning.
Miami. She wasn't drinking because she was pregnant, but whatever she drank at the table, apparently, at least according to her, was laced with something. She blacked out, and she woke up in the same bed, again, allegedly, with Mr. Combs in his mansion in Miami. Her vagina and her anus were torn and
Trigger
sore.
warning, trigger warning, trigger warning.
And I could go on.
Trigger
I mean,
warning,
literally,
trigger warning.
you're sensing a theme here. It's the same theme, and it all involves some sort of drug. One instance, an individual who was 20 years old at the time was asked to attend, just saw her on the street, asked to attend a party in a hotel. She was flattered, went to the party, was given one drink and doesn't remember anything else. Ultimately, was so messed up, went to the hospital where they found cocaine and this horse tranquilizer in her blood system. I want to give you a quote from a very young man who told us over the phone about his experience and all the things that happened to him. He says allegedly at the hands of Sean Diddy Combs and his friends in the effort to try to sign a record deal. This was kind of what he was told he would have to do. His quote is, "Had he not been in power, I feel like I could have been something great. I quit the industry because of what Sean Combs did to me." And that's really what it comes down to. We are pursuing this, asking you to support this effort, to encourage witnesses and victims to come forward and bring your evidence so we can continue to break down this wall of silence and we can continue to have these stories heard. This is the beginning of what I hope to be a national dialogue. This type of sexual assault, sexual abuse, and sexual exploitation should never happen in the United States or anywhere else. This should have never been allowed to go on for so long. This conduct has created a mass of individuals who are injured, scared, and scarred. If you are one of those individuals, we ask you to reach out. If not to us, to someone you trust. If you are someone who witnessed any of these events, we ask you to reach out. Your name can remain confidential. With that, I'll take a few questions, not many, maybe two, but if you have a question, I'll be pleased to try to answer it. Perfect.
How many minors are making accusations in total? Are the feds aware of the allegations of minors in this case?
I don't know what the feds are aware of, okay, but I do know it's 25 out of this 120.
Antonio,
I will say this to that point. We welcome the FBI or any authority who wants to come to us, and we're going to make that available to these victims because I think that's important. My suspicion is, based on talking with these folks, is that the FBI is just not aware of these people. The FBI has talked to some of these folks, and I'm going to try to encourage the victims to, in fact, talk to the FBI because I think they have some very important things to say.
Tony, were all of the children auditioning because they were musicians, or were any of them kids of employees or anything like that?
All seeking either TV or some sort of music career with promises of, we're going to make you a star. Instead, basically did things to them such that they don't want to have anything to do with the entertainment industry ever again. All right, guys. Thank you very much for your attention. We're going to go now. Thank you.
Tony, do you anticipate any Houston cases?
Any filed here?
Locally, yeah.
There's a few plaintiffs here, but I don't anticipate filing them. Probably in New York City.
And there you have it.
There you have it.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, bro.
They ain't never letting Diddy out of there. He ain't coming out of that. He ain't coming out of that prison alive. I tell you that.
They trying to make sure or not.
Wow, man.
He isn't.
That's crazy. Now they treating every case, bro.
Every case, bro.
He's gonna be broke. Eventually he gonna run out of money.
Yeah, that's what they want him to do. Run out of money.
Yeah, I mean, eventually he's gonna run out of money because they already said over 120 cases, and they gonna treat them. It's not just one case. They're gonna basically go after them individually for each case.
Each case, bro.
That's a hell of a lot of court battles right there.
Damn.
Yeah, he's a done deal.
That's too much, bro.
Finished.
That's like
and anybody else who was tied to what he was doing, is going to be finished.
Yeah, that's an overload, bro. That's an overload. They gonna keep him.
He
busy
had some people in this circle snitching too.
You think so? You think some people was over there telling?
Hell yeah, some people was over there telling. Some people was probably there just to tell. They probably come. You gotta mess around a little bit just to get the information.
Damn.
Yeah, niggas definitely was telling. Yeah, because they've been building the case. You got to think how long they've been building the case.
Yeah, they've been building this case for a long time.
So they've been putting people in his circle for sure. Right. And they ain't got to be another celebrity. It could be like a barber that he hired or some shit, a personal trainer. So it could be anybody, bro.
Right. I think y'all want to tune in.
It could be his cook. Whoever cooking his grub. I mean, it could be anybody. A person cleaning his pool.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, tonight, 9 o'clock p.m., y'all. You might want to tune in to the Night and Day True Crimes channel. We got the documentary uploaded. Diddy alleged hit on Tupac, love triangle with Kim Porter turned deadly, freak offs, and Keefe D trial.
Yep.
So y'all want to interested in getting, you know what I mean? Fully packed short doc real quick. Definitely head over here now. I'm gonna drop the link. Y'all can click the notification and wait for 9 o'clock for that joint to premiere over there on the Night and Day True Crimes channel. You know what I'm saying? So that's just definitely gonna be one, you know what I mean, for y'all.
Right.
Definitely share it and all that
Hell
good
yeah.
stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. And it got an insert from the book, from that alleged Kim Porter book in there too. So
yeah, so make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to the
you
Night
hear a
and Day
lot of
True
people
Crimes.
talking about that, whether is that book real or not.
All right.
Is it Chat GPT? Is it just some nigga just writing stuff, or is it really from her journal or whatnot? Her memoir? Who knows?
Who knows? So yeah, we pretty busy with this stuff, y'all. So we putting out a lot of information. As it comes in, we deciphering it and we putting it back out. You know what I'm saying? Like we said, with these 120 new allegations of Diddy, we don't know what's true or not. I guess we gonna have to sit back and see. But I ain't gonna convict that man before the courts do. I don't know if he's guilty or not.
Yeah, and we don't know if this
evidence.
law firm could be part of the Star Whackers.
You know what I mean? We'll find out though.
Yeah, Randy Quaid, y'all know who the Star Whackers is. All y'all gotta do is research Randy Quaid and the Star Whackers, and you'll find out who the Star Whackers are. Not saying that Diddy ain't do all this stuff. We don't know. I mean, I wouldn't put it past. I wouldn't be surprised.
We should do a live stream on the Star Whackers. We should do a
Right.
live stream. We ain't never do a Star Whackers live stream.
We talked about it on the Rumble.
Yeah,
we talked, but we didn't do one specifically just about the Star Whackers. No. We talked about it because we tied it in with the movie Rosemary's Baby. Because basically what he was talking about on the Star Whackers, the same thing with Rosemary's Baby.
Yeah.
A network of doctors, lawyers,
judges,
entertainers, judges, politicians, policemen, everybody, every profession you could think of.
High level person in the profession, yeah.
High level individuals in those particular professions. Facts. Right.
They all be part of the same club.
All be part of the same club. And Diddy would be part of the entertainer club, but he got ousted. And when you get ousted, who they throw you to? The zombies. Who they see the zombies are? The people. They look at the people as the zombies, and they just threw Diddy to the zombie herd.
Yeah.
That's how they look at us.
And if y'all don't know who the zombie herd is, go ahead.
Hit him with it real quick.
I gotta hit him with it, bro. Just so y'all know what the hell we talking about.
The masses are gonna go through every ailment there is. You can't be worrying about that, because if we can keep worrying about the trouble that the masses are in, we never cultivate anything among ourselves to get to the high level in which the masses gonna be a part of. Because ultimately, all this shit got to be destroyed. This shit is over.
I am inevitable.
They throwing right to the people, throwing right to the
He
masses.
just did a damn Thanos snap in the entertainment business, in the high profile business, the celebrity business. They just did a damn Thanos snap in that, because half of them motherfuckers about to be gone.
Yeah. Bro.
You know what I'm saying? They about to get a lot of them up out of here.
Hell yeah.
They already started getting a lot of them up out of here.
Yeah, they starting to make room. Yeah, they starting to trying to make room for the next breeders. Cause you know the only they do is breed the next generation of people to step up. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I think they using Diddy to scare the other you know what I mean? To scare
to put
the
people
other
online.
Yeah.
Nah, I think he did. I think he did a lot over the years. I mean, 30 years, that's 30 years of work.
That's that Willie Lynch though. Let's call it what it is.
But I feel like they definitely making him the fall guy, hanging him out to dry for the
Willie Lynch.
Yeah.
You break down the biggest, you know what I mean? You break down the biggest, baddest Negro, so all the other Negroes can see.
Buck breaking.
Yup.
Buck breaking.
Nah, it's different than buck breaking. This is when they actually had to execute one of the biggest baddest just so the other ones can stand in line.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, almost like Negan on The Walking Dead.
Well, because I never seen them come for a person like this in the media. No Diddy.
Yeah, they did. Michael Jackson.
Nah, they
was coming after Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
like
but they ain't not
years.
not as much as this, bro. 120 people and all these allegations, bro. That was just a little.
I don't know.
bit for him,
Bill
but-
and Weinstein was up there too, bro.
Nah,
People coming back from the 70s and 60s after Bill.
I still
They
don't
took
think
it back to
top-
the 60s and 70s, bro.
I don't think they topped this one. And then he's a guy.
I don't know. It's a lot, man. It's a lot.
Billionaire, though.
I don't really like to compare that because I think it's all bad. It's all equally bad. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they let these people operate this long without doing anything goes to show you that a lot of people who were supposed to be doing something about it was involved. That's obvious. Think about it. You can't operate 30 years doing all this type of stuff, people putting in police reports and hospital reports and all this about getting touched by this dude and nothing is done about it. That means that people who were supposed to be doing something about it, government, law enforcement, was in on it too. Just like what he said about the Star Whackers and Rosemary's Baby.
Everybody get a
high level officials involved.
Finally,
he already coming at the mayor's office, so you see they coming at Eric Adams and his staff over there in New York, and Diddy was tied in with them too. I don't know about doing the illegal stuff, but he definitely that was definitely his boy.
Yeah, I don't know about anything illegal. Yeah, but
yeah,
as far as
I don't know about anything illegal.
Like him being
definitely
like,
his boy.
Yeah, his home. Yeah.
Yeah. You think he would have invited Adams to a Diddy party? You think Adams? You think the mayor went to a Diddy party before, especially after he got the key to the city, Daddy?
You talking about the freak
You know
off night or the party?
Scraping and scrambling.
The party or the party?
I don't know. Either or, man. They talking like the party is the party. What he was just saying up there, the law firm dude was just saying up there, they was getting it in at every gathering.
Yeah, that's what. We know we played the video.
It was every gathering.
Let me play this video from earlier we uploaded. Might as well play it while we on live. Y'all remember Superhead back in the day? Let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah, hold on.
It's a lot of cats involved there. I know they shaking right now, bro. If they got footage, oh man, who on there?
I don't know, bro.
Who on there?
We'll see. We will see, I guess.
They talking about underage this and underage that and all types of stuff like that's illegal freak offs right there. And then the drugging of the people, that's definitely illegal.
All right. Please smash that like button, y'all. Please smash that like button if you ain't smashed that like button yet. Let's get into this video. Corinne Superhead speaks out about being at a Diddy party. And I tied in the exhibit, the exhibit story being at a Diddy party, because that was all part of the same night. So let's go ahead and get it.
You walked in on record executives having sex, or one executive having sex with a man. Mm-hmm. You don't mention that person's name. Can we talk about what record label?
No, that'll give it away. But
what letter does it start with?
Not even. That'll give it away.
Corinne Superhead Steffens was a frequent guest at Sean Diddy Combs' Freak Offs, Media Takeout has learned. And now she's telling what she saw. The author of Confessions of a Video Vixen, which first exposed the dangerous and disgusting behavior of hip-hop stars when it was published nearly 2 decades ago, says that she was gifted to Diddy in February 2001, fresh off his split with Jennifer Lopez, after a day of popping pills and drinking with music executive Gotti around Los Angeles in a limousine. Her new revelations come during an in-depth interview with the Daily Beast. Corinne no longer goes by the name Superhead. She legally changed her name to Elizabeth Overson. In retrospect, I realized that I was given to him as a gift by another executive, says Elizabeth Overson, 46, in an interview with the Daily Beast. Diddy's car pulled up as they were leaving a club around 3 a.m. she remembered, he asked who I was, and the men spoke for me. Those men, Overson alleged in her 2005 Vixen memoir, were Murder Inc. Records boss Irv Gotti and flagship artist Ja Rule. Diddy, then known as Puff Daddy, was at the forefront of the $1 Million Look, Overson remembers, and she knew meeting him at that club was an opportunity. He was like, send her to my house, she says. And that was it. I got the order to go to his house, and that was the first time he and I spent time. Overson knew what was expected of her when she showed up to Diddy's house, and she went in eyes open planning to write about a world where nearly everything goes. I was not one of his victims, Overson told the Daily Beast. And his victims deserve the space and time to discuss what happened in those rooms. At one party allegedly at Diddy's mansion on Miami's Star Island, the same mansion he allegedly put up as bail collateral after his September 16th arrest on racketeering and human trafficking charges, Overson remembers it like The Great Gatsby: men in tuxedos, topless women in angel wings, champagne and synchronized swimmers on the outside, with group sex in the bathrooms, trays of hors d'oeuvres and drug pills being passed around on the inside. You choose your pill, you take your champagne, and that's your vibe for the night, she says. It's F-I-N-G intense. She adds, and that was kind of one scene. But there's more. Overson said seeing video of Diddy attacking his then-girlfriend Cassie after an alleged freak-off was triggering. I didn't watch the whole thing. It was very triggering. And I knew exactly what that was, says Overson, revealing that she has been frequently abused by rappers that she has dated. I know exactly how that feels. I know exactly how that feels. She adds, and it's not just Diddy, and it's not just music or hip-hop. The problem, Overson said, is men who deep down hate women. Men who hate women, men who hate who they are, who can't admit to their sexuality, who are pretending to be straight when they're not. And they hate women because they can't, says Overson. They don't love women. Most of them want to be women, and they can't, and they hate us. They beat us early and often. In another scene from her book, Overson remembered popping ecstasy and Diddy taking her and rapper Exhibit to a queer club. In another moment, Diddy allegedly warned the rapper, who she called a friend, that she was the type of woman who would have you on tape with fingers in your... That was so weird. It was so weird, says Overson. And X thought it was weird. She adds, I mean, we hadn't even had sex, Diddy and I, so I'm like, well, that's a weird thing to say.
You walked in on record executives having gay sex, or one executive having gay sex with a man.
Mm-hmm.
You don't mention that person's name. Can we talk about what record label?
No, that'll give it away. That'll give it away. But
what letter does it start with?
Not even. That'll give it away.
Let's continue with the problems. There was a party in Miami, and you showed up with Exhibit, and it was Puffy was at the party, or it was his party.
His party.
And when he saw you come in, it was like he saw a ghost, and he immediately asked you why you were there. He thought that you were there to blow up his spot. He then pulled Exhibit aside and asked Exhibit to get you out of the party.
What's your story?
Yeah, what happened? Nah, I mean, well, as a single man, you know what I'm saying? I have no shame in my game with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was at the time, and we went to Florida. We got invited to a Puffy party, the New Year's Eve party. Went to the party, you know.
All dudes?
Yeah. Nah, it was actually a good party. You know what I'm saying? It was on South Beach, right?
Right.
So then we go to the house, and then, he invited us to the house because he wanted to go to the club afterwards, right? I was like, okay, cool. So Superhead is with me, you know what I'm saying? Karen is with me, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Superhead.
Yeah. So she takes me, Puffy calls me outside. He's like, hey, man, you know, that girl you know about the girl you. I was like, yeah, man, everybody know, but you know what I'm saying? What's happening? You know, he's like, that's the devil, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what you mean that's the devil?
The devil got a pretty mouth.
Yeah, and I was like, what you mean that's the devil? You know, and then he's like, yeah, man, she videotaped you with fingers in the boot.
That's a new
movie.
movie.
What I'm saying? I was
the
like,
devil
what?
sucks penis.
What the keep talking about?
Rewind. I heard a penis and a finger. Wait, what?
She said he
so Puffy tells you that
she will videotape you with fingers in, and I was like, what the does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Confession. So then I go back in the house and I ask her, what are you talking about? He said you're a filmer. No, I did ask him. He's just like, whatever. He went off and did his thing. And I was like,
he limping?
He walked away and a nail fell out his boot.
No, I'm gonna clear this shit up because I'm not gonna have my name. I ain't gonna have my name out there crazy like that.
Go ahead, go ahead.
So then he say. So then she say. I told him what he told me, and she was like, "Oh," she started laughing like a mother. Tell you later. So then I was like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna make a big deal of it, whatever." So then he's then I guess he's had some prior incident with her that he don't want nobody to know about. You know what I'm saying? So we get into the truck. He said, "Let's go to this club." So everybody followed the car. The car is silent. You know what I'm saying? We get to this club, and then we walk in the back way. It's a VIP lounge. Ain't nobody in there. And then the club is going. It's all jumping. And then I'm sitting there with old girl. So then he's doing his business. We go down and get a drink. We sitting there bobbing to the music, and then she point over the corner. It's two dudes kissing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the f is this? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. Then there's girls in the club too, and then she pointed another direction. It's another dude over there like butt naked dancing. You know what I'm saying? We take off, man. You know what I'm saying? We leave the club directly. I didn't say peace to nobody. I didn't see nobody. Gay. Yeah, it was suspect. A lot of suspect.
The club was
you could chalk it up to being in Miami or whatever. I've been in a gang. I've been in a gang of clubs, man.
The club was called.
And I ain't never mistakenly stepped into a club having that kind of activity. You know what I'm saying? So there it is. So we took a cab home back to where I was, and
funny story. Yeah, man. Yo, if y'all ain't hit that like button, please smash that like button for us. And like we said, 9:00, we got the other premiering on the document short doc real quick premiering on the 9th Day True Crime channel. The link is in the description.
Check that out.
Yeah. Go over there and subscribe. Click notification on that. Wait for that thing to come on. It's Diddy Alleged hit on Tupac. Love Triangle with Kim Porter turned deadly. Freak Offs and Keefy D trial coming up. So all that'll be in there. So make sure y'all go over there and subscribe. And if y'all ain't shopped with us yet, make sure y'all head over to nightandayherbals.com. Man, get your soaps and body oils, man. We got the best soaps and body oils on the market. This is a nice herbal. These are herbal soaps.
Right.
Good for the skin.
Man, they work really good for your skin. Really good.
We got different ones on here. We got different herbal soaps on here for different conditions. So make sure y'all come over here and support. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely use our own product because, you know what I mean? Having the skin silky smooth cocoa butter skin.
All right. We got the CBD smokes on deck. Natural CBD smokes on deck. Got the trim on deck. The 9-day mint trim. We got the topical stuff on here. So damn, make sure get the detox.
All of our CBD is chemical free now. And that means a lot this day and age because a lot of stuff out there be sprayed with stuff that be giving niggas headaches and all that. We don't do none of that. All of our CBD is grown on a mineralized dirt, small Amish farms. You know what I mean? That it grows in the sunlight. They don't use the synthetic lights or nothing. So it's grown in the best quality dirt. You know what I'm saying? And it's highly medicinal. That's why it works so good because it's all depends on how it's grown, man. That's what it's about. It's about how it's grown, and that's with any herb that you use. That's why some people use natural stuff. Like, oh, the natural stuff don't work. It works. It's just that you got to get better quality natural stuff. Stuff that ain't got a bunch of fillers in it. Stuff that ain't, you know what I mean? Stuff that's not organic. You got to get stuff that's organic. You know what I mean? Raw material. Don't have no fillers. You know what I mean? Barely 2 or 3 ingredients. 4 at the most. You know what I'm saying? It's all natural stuff. Organic, man.
All right.
That's what makes it high quality.
So, and take advantage of the 20% off. So it's 20% off on all orders. Use the coupon code during the checkout, man. That's nightandayherbals.com. Link is in the description of this video. Put it to the top of the chat and to be out throughout the chat. So we appreciate y'all. For y'all that shopping with us, y'all stuff is being shipped out. Your stuff was shipped out.
Right.
So
we shipping stuff every day, man. So a lot of y'all been getting y'all stuff. We shipped a bunch of stuff today. You know what I'm saying? We definitely gonna ship a bunch of stuff tomorrow. So Y'all see we ship fast. We answer back pretty fast with customer service. So man, yeah, man. We thank y'all. Thanks for coming through. Smash that like button and we up out of here.
We up out of here. Peace out.
Peace.
Catch y'all on the next live stream. Actually, catch y'all on the premiere 9
9
o'clock.
o'clock.
Night and Day True Crime channel. I'm gonna drop the link one more time real quick.
All right.
Chat.
Night and
And
Day
it will
True
be-
Crimes, 9 p.m. You know what I mean? That Diddy documentary and Kim Porter and Tupac love triangle turned deadly.
Right. Keefy D trial coming up, all that.
Right.
So we appreciate y'all. We out, y'all.
Do you have neurological pain, chest pain, heart palpitations, headaches, brain fog, anxiety, insomnia, fatigue, and abdominal discomfort? With all the environmental disasters and contaminants plaguing our land, water, air, and food, we need something to counteract all the pollution that is making us sick. This is where zeolite comes to the rescue. Millions of people have been using detoxification supplements to remove harmful toxins, pollutants, heavy toxic metals, as well as to balance pH levels. Lower the risk of risks like cold and flu, support the immune system, and improve nutrient absorption. What is zeolite? Zeolite is a volcanic ash that forms over time when ash and lava react with alkalized water, resulting in a compound with a very strong cage-like structure and a negative charge. Zeolite is one of the most fascinating and powerful nature remedies available. Great to detox and balance your body. Health benefits of detoxing. The removal of excess heavy metals can improve overall health. Detoxification helps balance a body's pH levels. This product provides 30 capsules, 1 month supply, ships within 3 days. Purchase now at Night and Day, netmarket.com, and haven't been evaluated by the FDA. We do not claim our product cure or treat any ailments. Please consult with your medical health care provider to see if ZeoAid will be right for you.